Okay, good morning class. Today's class will be simple because we're going to take another script. So, we're going to start with this reading comprehension because it was difficult for you to make a difference between the play script and the story. Here, in the work in the student's book, they made a difference for you. So, we're going to start by reading a difficult decision. The genre of this article is a story. This is a story, okay, not a play script. Here, the genre is a story. But if you go down, you would see that this box or the blue box is a play script. It's actually the same. So they made the story into a play script to make it easier for you to understand what is the difference between a play script and a story. So let's start reading. I'm going to read from the beginning. A difficult decision. Please follow me on your student's book. A difficult decision. Anjali rushed home from school brimming with excitement and burst into the kitchen like a whirlwind. "Ma," she shouted, "you'll never guess what." "What is it, Anjali?" said her mother, a little wearily. She was sitting at the kitchen table with father and Anjali's older brother Aditya. "Look," said Anjali excitedly, waving a letter under her mother's nose. "There's going to be a school trip. We're going to stay in a hostel in the mountains. We get to go kayaking and climbing and abseiling and everything. It's going to be incredible." "Woo, Anjali," said her father. "Come, slow down. Come and sit with us. We were just discussing something important and it involves you too." Anjali looked at her family's face and suddenly her excited mood left her. "It's something bad, isn't it?" she said. "Not really, sweetheart," said her mother. "It's just that we might have to be a bit careful with money for a while. You know, things have been tough for our business lately." "Oh yes, I've noticed that you and Papo have been talking about money a lot anyway," said Anjali hesitantly. "And it's ages since we've been out for a meal or done anything fun," added Aditya. "Well," said her father, "I'm afraid we need to save money to help keep the business going. If we don't tighten our belts a bit, we might lose the business altogether and then we'd be really struggling." "Yes," said her mother. "So Papo and I wanted to tell you both that we've had to cancel our family holiday this year." "Oh," gasped Anjali. "I can't believe it," said Aditya disappointedly. "I've been looking forward to going to Adventure World for ages." "I know you're disappointed," said their father calmly, "but I'm afraid it's impossible. It's just not affordable at the moment." "We did have one idea to make it up to you," said their mother. "We can't afford the holiday, but perhaps we can afford to get that pet kitten you've both been wanting for so long." "A kitten for our own?" said Aditya thoughtfully. He and Anjali glanced at each other and started to smile. Father picked up Anjali's letter and looked at it, frowning. "The only trouble is," he said, "I'm not sure we can afford to send you on this trip as well as getting the kitten, Anjali. It costs quite a lot of money." "Let's see," said her mother, taking the letter. Yes, I think we might need to decide what to do about this. I think we've got two choices. We could send Anjali on this trip, which would mean we couldn't afford to get the kitten, or not for a while anyway, or we could get the kitten and Anjali would have to miss out on the trip." She looked at her family gathered around the table. "Well, what do you all think we should do?" So this is the story. The story talks about a family. We have a father, a mother, Anjali, and her older brother Aditya, both sitting on the kitchen table, and they were discussing that they have money issues because their business were not going so well. So they decided that they should cut on the family's spending money, and they decided not to go for the holiday for this year. At the beginning of the story, you would notice that Anjali the little girl, she was excited because her school is going on a trip to a hostel. A hostel, it's smaller than a hotel, and it's something like a place to stay in when they go on the school trip. They would go to the mountains, and then they would do some mountain activities, like they're saying here, kayaking, climbing, abseiling, and everything. These are mountain sports. So she was excited, but then she got disappointed because her family said that we can't afford to send you on this trip, and we can't afford to go on a holiday. But to make it up for them, their mother have suggested the idea of getting their own kitten. So they would have to buy a pet for their own. So they were excited, but at the end of the story, we would notice that the mother says that they can't. She and her father, and her husband cannot afford to buy both the kitten or send Anjali to the trip. So Anjali would have to decide where she would like to go, if she wants to go to the school trip, or if she wants to get the kitten. Now this is the story. At the end of the story, they didn't tell us what did they do, what Anjali decided, if she wants to get the kitten or to go on the school trip. It's up to you to imagine what she did. But to make it more easier for you, they say that this is the story. So we have to make it into a play script. If you go down here, you would see that it's the same story but written in a form of a play. So you would see here scene. Scene, it means what is going on, where is the setting, who is performing, the actors or the characters, and what is happening. So you would see that the setting is in the kitchen. Who are the characters? They are mother, father, Aditya, and of course Anjali. They are sitting around the table in the kitchen again. They look serious. Suddenly Anjali bursts in, waving a letter. What's the meaning of bursts? It means she is hurrying into the kitchen. She was running because she was excited. So it's the same, but in a play form. So Anjali shouting excitedly, "Mama, you'll never guess what." Mother, weirdly, "What is it, Anjali?" Anjali pushing the letter under mother's nose. "Look, there's going to be a school trip. We're going to stay in a hostel in the mountains. We got to go kayaking and climbing and abseiling and everything. It's going to be incredible." Father, "Whoa, Anjali, slow down. Come and sit with us. We were just discussing something important, and it involves you too." Anjali looks at everyone's serious faces. Her shoulders slump and her voice goes quiet. "Anjali, it's something bad, isn't it?" So they didn't finish the play script because again it's the same as a story, but it's written in a form of a play script. What is a play? A play is when we write the name of the character and what she is saying, not in a form of a story or just reading a story. Okay, so this is the play. They didn't complete it. Okay, now after you finish reading them again by your own, I need you. So here, what is the genre? Here in the scene, the genre is a play script or a play. Here, what is the genre? The genre is a story. Okay, so you got the difference between a story and a play. When you're done, I need you to do these questions by yourself. Just one thing, remember simile. Here it says find a simile. Remember when we talked about simile and metaphor in the first semester? It says the difference between a metaphor and a simile. Simile is when we write as or like in the sentence. For example, when I say she is as beautiful as a flower, this is a simile because we added as. Or she is like a flower, here I added like. But a metaphor when I don't add as or I don't add like. Okay, so she is a flower, here is a metaphor. So find a simile, read the questions, they are not so hard, and I need you to do them and send me the answers. Okay, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to send me back. Good luck.